Hello, CNET54. I want to take just a moment and get you rolling on how this course is going to work. So let me share my screen real quick. All right. So once you log onto the portal, right, you'll end up on the home. And then if you click on the Canvas tab, click on Log into Canvas, you'll see the dashboard, and then you should have this CNET54 hybrid course there. All right, so if you click on the course, it's going to go into the home page where it gives some information about the course. It has this video I found. This guy is all over the internet with troubleshooting and new products, new technology stuff. And he has a kind of unique personality, so I put him on there for you to watch his video real quick. But the heart of the course is in the modules. All right. So here we have a getting started with Ask the Professor. This is where you can ask general questions, like where you normally raise your hand and say, Professor Miller, how do I, whatever. This is where you can ask those questions since we're online for the lectures. All right. And then there's the introduce yourself, the syllabus, quiz, and Zoom with the professor. Now, most of you have already done the introduce yourself, right? This is where I just ask you some basic questions, what have you been binging later already? And you can go in there and you can read, various information about your classmates, so you can get to know them a little bit. It helps me get to know you a little bit as well. And then the lectures, the homework, and the week 1 troubleshooting forum. So if we look at the syllabus, and if we come down to the assessment, you'll see that each week there's a troubleshooting forum. So every week in lab, the computers that are in room 405 will have a bug in them. There'll be something wrong with them. And your job is to figure out and fix what's wrong with them. And what you will do is you will go to the troubleshooting forum, which is in discussions. So like week 1 troubleshooting, you'll come in here and I ask you to respond to this. First off, don't discuss your findings with other students. The important thing in learning is sometimes the trial and error, the discovery process. So if you just tell the guy next to you, yeah, it was that was not connected, or that was disabled or whatever, and you just tell them that and they just go to do it, they're not going to really have learned how do I methodically solve this problem. So I want you to do in your reply 4 things. First, describe the problem. So what was wrong with it? So imagine if you got a troubleshooting ticket from a help desk. So someone called you as a PC technician and said, hey, can you fix my computer? Here's what it's doing. That's step 1. What have you identified as the fault? So what area or system do you think is the problem? Is it the power supply? Is it the network? Is it the encryption? Is it the permissions? Whatever the case may be. And then how would you repair this, right? So think about how you would repair it before you even repair it, right? I want you to get into the habit of kind of thinking line after line after line after line, like kind of systematic, okay? And then finally, how did you repair it, okay? And this main part here, were you successful? If not, what lessons did you learn? Because that's how we gain experience and understanding, is through the process of troubleshooting. All right. And then you have to respond to this before midnight on Thursdays. So I would prefer that you do this in the class while you're doing the lab. Once you get the computer repaired, you'll be able to go on to Canvas and fill this out. Now, you will not be able to see any other students' posts until you post, okay? That way you can't just go on there and say, Jose said it was this, and then you just copy and paste that. I don't want that. All right. So that's the troubleshooting forum. And then there's a homework assignment. These homework assignments are available for you to take at home. All right. There are 10 questions. They're multiple choice, true and false, fill in the blank. So for example, it says, which of the following is an audio port that connects to an external home theater audio system providing digital audio? Well, it's not FireWire, not Thunderbolt, not eSATA, it's the SPDIF, right? And if you don't know what this is, do a search on that, all right? Look it up. There'll be that's going to help you learn. So there's just 10 questions here. And then when you're done, you submit it and you'll get your grade. Now, those quizzes are open during week 1. Homework 1 is available. So it's from 8:22 at 12:01 or 8 a.m. 8 a.m. That should say 12:01 a.m., but that's fine for this week. We're already past that day. And then it closes at midnight on Sunday. Okay. There's also in this course a weekly quiz. So every week I'm gonna print out 10 questions and I'm gonna give it to you at the beginning of the lab, and you can fill it out and either turn it in at the end of lab or turn it in at the beginning of next week's lab. All right, so you have an option. You can take it home and you can work on it. It's just more questions for you to engage the material with. All right, then there's going to be 15 labs, and they're worth 20 points each. The midterm, the lab final, and the final exam. And I'll explain more about the lab stuff when we talk about the lab, right? But what I wanted to get to today, and I wanted to mention here as well, the textbook. There is no assigned textbook for this class. You don't have to buy a textbook if you don't necessarily want one, but where I have a recommended textbook, and I don't have that in here. I thought I had it in the. No, I'll put that in here, but it's a book by Scott Mueller, and I'll bring that to you lab today or on Thursday. All right. So let's just look at lecture 1. So lecture 1 is going to be about first look at the computer and some tools. All right. So there's a bunch of material in here. So I went through and made these PowerPoints. I added to an author's PowerPoints, and I went through and I added a bunch of stuff in here. All right. So if you read through these PowerPoints, and if you run into something, so let's get past this history time here. So let's say you're reading through all this, and you get to, here, and you see something on here that you're not familiar with what that is. So say, for example, an S-video port, okay? Well, as you're going through these PowerPoints, if you see something or there's a mention of something that you've never heard of before, write that down, write yourself a note, or download this PowerPoint and then annotate on it, and then go search for it. Go do Intel or HP or Dell or whatever, and look up a computer with that port on there and find out what the information is, or search Google for it, right? So I'm saying this to let you know that not everything can be spelled out in these PowerPoints. Even though I did put a lot of pictures, I cut and pasted a lot of information, there's still things in here that you may need to look up. All right. So you're going to have to commit some time to this course, right? I said in the email I sent you on Saturday, about 10 to 12 hours a week is expected that you're spending with this course, other than the 3 hours we spend in lab. So as you go through these PowerPoints, you'll want to look at if there's something in here you don't understand. Because it's an online course, you have to look at it. Now, you certainly can email me. You certainly can send me a message. You can Zoom with me online. You can talk to me in lab. You can catch me in my office hours or in the hallway if I'm there. So I'm not saying I'm not available to you. I'm more than available. I'll make myself as available as I possibly can. But there is some learning that has to take place. So for example, PETA or IDE drives are, they're obsolete. You don't see those anywhere. But you need to know what they look like, because some company may have an old legacy, phone system that uses an IDE drive for its voicemail system. And, they may say, hey, we need you to upgrade or replace that hard drive. And you're like, I've never seen one. Well, this class will expose you to all that stuff. All right. So the PowerPoints are there to help you get through all of that. All right. And then when you're done with the labs, so let me come back to the modules. So in this class, when we finish the labs on Thursday, you just turn in the lab at the front of the class, because there'll be I have them printed out each week. Just put your name on there and then turn it in, make sure you answer any review questions, and then you're free to go and you can come back the following week. All right, so that's it for now. And I'll see you on Thursday at 3 p.m. in room 405. All right, take care. Bye.